What's up guys, Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, Mini Wukush helping out today. We're going to do the rolling armbar. From any time I've got one hook in, I'm half on the back. We've done a specific situation where we've arm dragged from the butterfly guard. I've got a real worry that I haven't turned my mic on.
No, it's on.
It's on? It's on. We'll carry on. We're going to do it from an arm drag. So if you want to see that arm drag video, up there. So it's going to look like this. We do from this direction. I hit my arm drag, I come up, I roll through, boom. I can finish my arm bar here if he gives it to me. If he hides here, I'm going to pick up his toes, bring him to me, adjust, and finish my arm bar from the bottom. Okay, if we go this way. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. A few problems that I see when people do this armbar are they don't get their shin or their leg in the right position. Sometimes they'll pass their leg, instead of being across the back of the head, they'll put it in front. It's too easy for him to start pushing off, posturing, escaping, jumping over me. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up, and then as I catch his arm as deep as possible, and I want to straighten it as much as possible too by pointing my elbow. That's going to make his defense so much more difficult. Now my knee is going to come to my elbow, right? And what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to get my foot molded to the back of Wukush's head. From here, the next biggest mistake I see is that people put their knee on the ground and then they fall. And I lose all of my armbar. What I have to do is, as I come over the top, is force my knee through this gap, okay? And I want to sit onto my hip without my knee ever touching the ground. So as I come through, I don't put my knee on the ground, I post it through and fall on my hip. Super important that I do that. That's going to engage my hips against the back of his arm, and it's going to give me the tightest possible armbar. So I'm here, I catch his arm, and I come up, okay? I can pit stop here for a second, but what I want is this knee to go all the way through and my foot to be molded to the back of his head. Okay? And I don't let my knee touch the ground if I can avoid it, and I don't fall far away from him. If I've done everything right now, I put my hips through and I should have a very tight arm bar there. Problem is going to come is when he knows that that's happening and he doesn't let me straighten his arm. Okay, he's going to either go hand to hand, or he's going to put a hand on the inside of his thigh, something like that. Well, then I have to turn him over. Okay? So how I'm going to turn him over in this situation is with two things. Okay? The first thing is by scissoring my feet. And that might be the only thing that I need. And then I can work to break his grip if he's still gripping. Yeah? If it comes through, if it comes free on the way through, that's cool. But by scissoring his feet, what I actually do is I fold his head underneath and I encourage him to do a forward roll. Okay? So that's why it's so important that my feet and my shin is in the right spot. The next thing I'm going to do is pick up this foot, okay? I like to get to the toes, and then I bring it in a wide arc over my head as I scissor, and then I can come up, adjust my hips, and finish my armbar, okay? So some little details in there that you may not have seen before, but they're going to increase the efficiency of your rolling Juji Gatame, your rolling armbar, okay? Adjusting the hips at the end so that we're in the right armbar position, and we're going to have a very tight armbar. Hopefully he taps before he knows what's going on. Okay, so my order of business is finish him on the side as I sit through to my hip, and if and only if that he defends, do I then try and roll him. He might try and roll through on his own, or he might try and jump over on his own, but if I'm cranking his arm, I can go with him and I can adjust all of this to stop him dead in his tracks if I'm careful. Okay, so hopefully you liked the video. If you did, like the video. If you didn't like the video, hit the thumbs down button twice. See you later, guys.